People, share this video. Let other people have this. Don't keep this to yourself. Ask questions, people. Ask yourself questions. What are we being fed? What damned lies are we being fed? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mary says, my friend in Stoke, my best friend's mum is at end of life with cancer and they've slammed on a DNR onto her without her permission. How dare they? That's her life to live. It's not for any doctor or nurse to decide when you will die. That's murder. Euthanasia in this country is illegal. And I know thousands of people have been euthanized. All the elderly patients in hospitals were shipped out and locked away in nursing homes where they were quietly dying off. I've got friends who work in nursing homes, so I know what's going on in the nursing homes. They've locked us off from visiting hospitals so we don't see what's going on. But when I went to City Hospital in Birmingham, when my daughter had an appointment there about 6 weeks ago, she was there for a few hours, I looked around the hospital and I tell you what, this is what I saw with my own eyes. I saw ambulances with blue lights coming in, rushing around, parking up, nobody coming out, going back out, blue lights, driving around the city, frightening the hell out of people, and then coming back up, parking up, and I went over to the ambulance man. I didn't take a camera because there were police officers there and I didn't want to get arrested. And I try to ask, what is going on? Where are your patients? Why are you driving with blue lights? There's nobody in the ambulance. He just shut the windows and drove off. Rizwana said it. Listen to Professor Dolores Cahill regarding the science. She's one of the top virologists in the world. Don't believe me. Don't believe each other. Believe some of the best experts in the world. Go and see what the best experts in the world are saying. If you're being silenced, there's a reason. Ask yourself, why is somebody's voice being silenced? Ask yourself, why is social media taking sides with the government? Isn't social media meant to be a neutral platform? Aren't they meant to be free from politics? Why are social media platforms telling you what you can and what you can't post? Or they cover your posts? Or they shadow ban you, meaning they restrict your exposure and restrict your access? Why are they doing that? What right do they have to do that? Yes, it's their business, I understand that. I'm not asking about that. I'm saying, how is it that they've become involved in politics? How is it that social media platforms are now involved in politics and decide for us what is true news and not? Yeah. What happened to freedom of speech? If I want to believe something, why should Facebook or any other YouTube or whatever challenge what I believe and say, sorry, you're not allowed to believe that? Asima says, my cousin was murdered in a Birmingham hospital. DNR put on his bed without his permission. So sad. Read this, guys. Read that and share this. Share this. Asima's cousin, she says in her own words, murdered in the hospital, in an NHS hospital, in this country, not in some tin pot country, in what we call the developing world or the third world country, in one of the richest countries in the world, in one of the oldest democracies in the world. A civilized country. We are a civilized country. Okay, and DNR means do not resuscitate. So if he starts to stop breathing, we let him die. What kind of bullshit is that? Let him die. They need to pay for their crimes. Bro, share with your audience. Feel free. Please share this video. Everybody, just share it. Yeah, I know, look, I know not all of you are going to come on, and I'm not expecting all of you. I'm a speaker. This is what I do. So I'm good at this stuff. Okay, I'm good at getting up and I'm good at speaking. I do not feel guilty or anything like that because you haven't spoken or whatever. But what you can do is you can share. I'll do the speaking if you can't speak. Yeah, and there's a million reasons why people can't. And I respect and understand that. There was a time when I was quiet and silent as well. And I feel guilty for that time. because I watched other people standing up, and I thought, why don't they just keep their head down? Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I know many people will support the cause for freedom for people in their own way. So guys, do just share it as well. Here we go. Shazia Razak says the hospitals are empty. Dr. Rashid Buttar. Watch Dr. Rashid Buttar. Brilliant. He's phenomenal. Dr. Rashid Buttar is an incredibly eminent doctor in the USA. He was the brigade doctor, a special forces doctor. So he served in the US military as well. And he is very direct and blatant. Mary says, my neighbour works in a local nursing home near us, and she says 3 patients who died were one with blood clot to the brain, one general old age, and one had a heart attack. All were put down as COVID. I know this is what's happening. This is a crime. First of all, people are allowed to die. And then secondly, doesn't matter what they die of, they're putting them down as a COVID death. If you've had a flu or a cold, or if you've had a vaccine for flu, you will test positive, 90% chance you will test positive for coronavirus. Because they're not testing for the coronavirus. They're testing for fragments of DNA. They have not yet isolated. No scientific laboratory anywhere in the world has isolated the virus. Let that sink in. Not a single lab anywhere in the world has isolated what they call the COVID-19 virus. I wonder why that is. People, share this video. Let other people have this. Don't keep this to yourself.